Look at what I'm looking at. I'm a little bit scared of heights, but here we go. Hi, this is Quinlan from GoNorth, Japan, and today I am going to climb the second highest mountain in Iwate, and that is called Mount Hayachine. And the normal track that you take from here is blocked, so we're going to walk up the road to take the Odagoe trail to the summit here, and then just come back. Someday I want to do this long traverse, but there's not enough time today. Hayachine is a quasi-national park. Yeah, it's not a national park, it's a quasi-national park, whatever that means. Part of the reason for that is there's a lot of plants that literally only exist on this mountain. And so they're very picky about a lot of things when you hike here. You're not supposed to pee there. I mean, normally if you're a guy, you can just kind of step off trail and, pee somewhere if no one's around. But here, that can get you a fine. And in fact, there is a toilet near the summit, but you can't just pee in the toilet. You have to buy this thing at the lodge here that you set there, and then it, you take your pee down with you in a bag, basically. So it's a little inconvenient that way, but it's also not that long of a hike, so I always just hold it, to be honest. This is where you're supposed to place the little bags that you pee into when you come down from the mountain. This is Wakako, who I work with sometimes.
Hi, my name is Wakako.
Have you ever climbed Mount Hayachine before?
Only twice, but the last one is 10 years ago.
Okay. So off we go.
Yes, let's go.
I really like these wooden trails. They feel really nice to be walking on top of these wooden planks, these boardwalk type things. It's just fun. After a little bit of flat walking, the trail gets to be kind of rocky like this. Here you can see this sign says there's a little booth for you to use that toilet bag you can buy down there. And it's a tent. That's cute. It's a toilet tent. I believe that's the first time I've seen one of these. Now we're starting to get to the part that you sort of visualize when you think about Mount Hayachine. That is these rocks. For a large part of the hike, you're just in the open air, walking on enormous boulders. So, how do you feel?
Yes, it's okay, but it's a little hard today for me. But yeah, I'm a challenge to summit.
A little more than 1,000 years ago, before Japan was united as one country, there was the Yamato peoples in the south, and living in this area were a completely different culture of people known as the Emishi. When the general Sakanoue Tamuramaru journeyed up here to subjugate the local Emishi peoples, the tribes, he found 3 stunningly beautiful mountains above this gorgeous floodplain. Now, this beautiful floodplain of the Kichikami River is the location of, you guessed it, Morioka, a great place to live. And the mountains, of course, were the huge towering volcano, Mount Iwate. And then to the other right-hand side, a beautifully shaped, though significantly smaller, Mount Himekami. And then looming a little bit to the east, southeast, Mount Hayachine, upon which we stand right now. And he named these 3 mountains, 3 sacred mountains. He built Shinto shrines on them and started the practice of worshiping the spirits, the gods of these mountains, which remains to this day. At some point, there also develops a sort of folk tradition saying that Mount Iwate is a male divinity and Mount Hayachine and Mount Himekami are both female. The tradition goes that Mount Iwate first married Mount Himekami, the smaller mountain that's right near it. But then later on, the much larger and more, well, gorgeous Mount Hayachine caught his eye, and thus she became his mistress. And he wanted to get rid of Mount Himekami, and so he asked another mountain to carry her far away overnight. However, when this other mountain went to carry away Mount Himekami, he didn't have the courage to do it, and she begged him not to, so he placed her right in the valley across from Mount Iwate. So then when Mount Iwate awoke the next morning, he found her there and was furious with the mountain who had not fulfilled his request, and he sliced off its head. And the head of this mountain fell at the foot of Mount Iwate and became known as Mount Kurakake. Lots of scary stories like that. The way that the mountains shade back into different colors in the mist, like they've been painted in watercolor, is one of my favorite things. I never get tired of this sort of view. Flattens out a little bit before the final climb to the summit. We're getting there. We're getting near the top. Almost there. What? Who is this? It's Alice. Fancy seeing you here. And Yohei! We climbed last time together, didn't we?
Yeah, this is our anniversary.
To be honest, of course, I knew that Alice and Yohei were hiking up Hayachine today. We just couldn't align our times, so we said we'd meet somewhere on the trail, which we did. But I have randomly bumped into Alice on trails before. That has actually happened where I didn't know she was hiking that day, but I bumped into her. This little cutie thing right here is called Himeko Zakara, and I guess it's unique to this mountain. It's one of those special flowers. We're coming up upon the most exciting, arguably the most exciting part of Mount Hayachine. Look at what I'm looking at. I'm a little bit scared of heights, but here we go. It's actually not as bad as it looks. It's kind of on an angle. Not bad at all. Woo! As you can see, it's scary if you think about it and look back, but it's not particularly bad. I'll be one of those like selfie fatalities, right? I'll die because I'm being an idiot and holding onto a camera. So you can see here is the second one, which has an up lane and a down lane. This time, let's just look at my view. This is what I love about the Hachimanta area too, is because they always have these nice wooden boardwalks that you can walk on. And a little bit of snow, but it's that slippery, slushy spring snow. Not the most beautiful, but I'll take it. Nearly there. Here's the lodge on the summit of Mount Hayachine. And here's the summit area. Hayachine. 1,917 meters. It was about 2 hours to reach the summit, and this is the second highest mountain in all of Iwate at 1,917 meters. Today's overcast, but there's still some great views. This whole area is lots of little places where people can have picnics, and you can see Mount Iwate-san in the distance over there. I'm Quinlan on Instagram, so if you use that, please follow. And on Twitter, I'm trying to tweet more, and my Twitter account is GoNorth. Thank you so much.
Made it! Yay!
Took some photos, and now we're going back down. When I'm going down Mount Hayachine, I always love just looking at the shape of the rocks and how everything's aligned here. This view of the descent from Mount Hayachine is not bad. Not bad at all. I hope you have the chance to come here sometime. I think this is really beautiful and worth doing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the trails.